The explanation of the Irish American work ethic in lines 76 through 79 was intended to emphasize the blank. Okay, 76 through 79. So typically, the Irish American community focused on working in labor gangs for the government or private contractors as mill workers or law enforcement. This kind of approach essentially constitutes zero-sum gain employment. If one group wins, non-Irish groups wins by securing work as prestigious, another group, let's say the Irish themselves, will lose. In order to justify and motivate this approach, so they're motivating this approach of the kind of like work gangs, labor gangs. It may be necessary to think of outside ethnic groups as the other. The Nina myths were sufficiently polarizing to promote such thinking. So the Nina myths were polarizing. They kind of rallied the Irish American base into thinking that they're being discriminated against. So based on that, let's look at the answers. Need for college education? No. Predominance of racial prejudice in the Irish American community talks a little bit about maybe some prejudice that the Irish Americans might have had against other minority groups who they thought might have been taking their jobs, but not really. Basis for the lack of evidence, not really. That's kind of the opposite we want. They're using the Nina claims as kind of evidence that they're being discriminated against, the Irish. Influence that certain political leaders had of the pro-union Irish Americans, sort of, but not as good as C here, role that the Nina songs and stories might have played in the collective consciousness of Irish Americans. These songs, these Nina songs and stories, they kind of confirmed their kind of preconceived notions that people are prejudiced against them and that they kind of need to stick together in these kind of labor gangs or labor unions to further their own needs. All right, so let's choose C, make sure we're correct. And we are. All right, next question.